little garden area.
Rain garden,
Yeah.
small rain garden.
Right.
Okay.
Rooftop garden, that would be under another incentive, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. That's gonna be a whole discussion. Yeah. We'll get to it, you know, foreshadowing.
We're good.
Yeah. So, we talked a lot about the downtown parking requirement, and what we had before was that anything over 15 residential units or 15,000 square feet, you'd be required to meet those parking requirements. But the more we thought about it, we said that none of these projects are going to work, because if you go over, this project already had over 15 residential units. So it was 21 units, so they'd have to provide 42 parking spaces. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, maybe they could provide a percentage of, like over a certain amount, they would provide a percentage of the required parking spaces. So what we came up with was a table. So anything under 26 units, 25 units or under, they wouldn't have to provide any off-street spaces. 26 to 50, 50%, 51 and above, 60% of those spaces. For non-residential space, we had up to 5,000 square feet, 0 spaces, and then 5,000 and above, 1 space per 500 square feet of gross floor
So
area.
with mixed use, you would add the two together for the
Correct.
non-residential and the
Yeah,
residential.
yeah. So for example, if you had like say, I don't know, say 50 units that you're proposing, that's 2 spaces per unit. That's 100 spaces. 50% of that would be you'd only have to provide 50 spaces.
Which is still part of
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would still be incredibly hard to meet, but it still would only be like 1 space per unit, which you don't see in a lot of ordinances. It's even
Yeah.
lower than what you would have for deficiency. Now, I guess
It's
my,
like what you have for age-restricted houses
Yeah.
or something.
yes, essentially, yeah. So I guess, I mean, really what we're doing is creating, for this particular project, you know, we're really just allowing them not to have to provide any parking spaces. So.
Yeah, but this is for the first project. We're trying to get it started.
Yeah,
So we're granting them something, but
Right.
what happens with the next one?
I agree. I mean, this is the type of discussion I think we need to have, you know. This is what you already have in your ordinance. You know, you don't have to
Yeah.
provide parking.
If you're somebody who wants to come in and build, and you want to build 50 units, you have to sell them already that you can park.
Right, exactly.
They're not gonna say, I got to park, 3 blocks.
Well,
down the road."
absolutely, yeah.
So-
Right.
That there alone is going to make it almost not feasible.
That is the argument. That is really the argument that a lot of these downtown organizations say, you know, make, is which is these developers aren't going to come in and not give parking, make some provision for parking if they're going to be selling or renting these units for a premium price.
Right, sure.
So, again, this is what we're doing. We're saying, if you do under 25 units, you don't have to provide parking. If you do more than that, you can do a percentage of the
We're
required
going to
parking.
limit the scope of, everyone's going to 25.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, that is possible.
And we're just talking downtown. I don't think we want to make that apartment complex right in downtown.
Right.
We're looking more for like storefront on the bottom, 1 or 2 stores up.
Yeah.
Right. A couple,
That I can buy
Studio,
into,
something like
but,
that.
21 units with
The
2
project,
cars is just
the
not.
project they presented was nice. Maybe they might can't do 4 stores. They're going to do 3 stores.
Yeah,
Cut it down a little.
yeah.
So we'll see. They're going to take that other property, knock that down too. Put some kind of parking.
Yeah, we talked about that, why they didn't knock down the adjacent property. If you
Yeah.
had more units doing that, they'd probably do more with it.
They're going to drop on the storefront right there.
Absolutely.
We could put a couple parking spots in the back. Okay.
So this is what we're proposing. It's a little bit different. I can go whatever direction.
No,
you
I
want.
think something like that kind of limits the size. Right now, it's just 2-3 blocks, but I don't think we need to be larger than that. We're looking more for commercial, with a few residential than the opposite.
Yeah.
Good. You heard on that?
Okay. All right. All right, so now we move on to our incentive standards and improvements. So on page 1, top of page 1, I could not get this to print the way I wanted it to print, so I didn't get the magnifying glass.
Yeah, really. Someone's.
Take your header off.
Yeah, I was trying to make a PDF out of it, it just would not work.
The price we pay.
So, for the first provision at the top of the page, we just clarified that the 3-foot area was for planting and utility areas along the curb line. That's all we added in that provision. So bottom of page 1. So this discussion grew out of the project that we looked at last month, because that project did not meet this requirement, which is that no single storefront shall exceed 40 feet in width. I think we came up with a couple of storefronts were like 45 feet or 45, 50 feet, something like that. It just kind of missed that, and I thought, in this particular case, it didn't make sense to have what they had shown. It wouldn't make sense to have 3 storefronts. The way they had it made was very logical. And I just thought, maybe this particular provision just doesn't work. Maybe in other cases, maybe a brand new site that you would have, you want to sort of limit the length of the storefront. But in this particular case, I thought maybe this provision isn't appropriate, so we took it out. All right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So under page 2, you'll notice that we deleted the streetscape improvements. The reason we did that is we decided to move those to the bonus provisions, which we're going to talk about in 2 minutes.
Soon.
Yes, very soon.
Coming soon.
Yeah. I never liked this provision here just because it's very general. I thought, well, let's in this particular developer is already going to have trouble meeting or coming up with those density bonuses to meet what we have, which is 40 units per acre. We have a number of density provisions or bonuses, but they have to get up all the way up to 62 units per acre. So, yeah, under what we had already, it would be hard to do. But if we put the streetscape improvements in there and let them sort of pick and choose what they're going to provide to get their density up there, maybe we can get a lot more uniform, better improvements along the streetscape. So if we move all the way on to page 5. We kept all our existing streetscape improvements, and we added in the 2 provisions that I just talked about, the street improvements and the permeable surface. So, under street improvements, the provision of these elements will be the satisfaction of Borough Council, and what we have here is +1 unit per acre per element provided for a maximum density bonus of 10 units per acre. No, but you can't just go through the entire list and get like 15 of this. So,
Is this what we were, excuse me, is this what we were talking about once?
yeah, it's similar to that.
Okay.
It's similar to that, yeah.
I remember talking.
So, what I think we need to do, because some of these units are more significant investments than others, is sort of group them. You know, they could be either single type of improvements or grouped improvements. In other words, like, for example, like your first three would, you know, your decorative banners, flags, window box, additional planning area. You could say, I'm sorry?
Even the street plan.
Yeah, the street, or in the street planner, you could group that all together, and you could say you need to provide so many of these improvements here to get your density bonus of 1. And then, for example, under, like, say, balconies, if you provide balconies on all the units, well, then you just get 1. You know, you don't have to group it out for something else.
And then like clock towers.
Clock tower, yeah, like you would get your 1 unit.
Yeah, I think
Right.
like trash receptacle, murals, street planner, window
Right.
box, all that stuff that is add-on, which is
Yeah.
small, put them together.
Group together, provide, say, you know, if you're gonna do like,
A bench and a trash receptacle,
Yeah. bench and trash receptacle and, right,
maybe 3 out of 5 or something like that.
correct, yeah.
Put a bench doesn't mean you're gonna bring another
Right,
part.
no, we do that.
Yeah,
Right. We'll put
Doesn't work that way.
benches out front, we can take.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't work out.
Yeah. Put a bench in the street corner.
Right, maybe public art or mural would get you 1.
Yeah, because that doesn't
Yeah.
interfere with the functioning of the building. I mean, if it's an arrow and stuff.
Right.
It doesn't affect the sidewalk, doesn't affect all that kind of stuff.
We could, I think what we can do is group some of the infrastructure related stuff, like your bench, trash receptacle, bicycle parking,
Street corner,
yeah, street planner.
flags.
Right, yeah, actually, we could put all of those together. Flags,
Put 5
window
flags.
boxes,
5 more units.
street planners. And then we could group, like, well, we're planning, I don't like that additional plan, we already have a raised bed planning area bed, but we could put that together.
And we put a bicycle parking for these 5 bucks, that can't block the sidewalk, they have
No.
to put that somewhere else.
Right, they have to figure out a spot to put that.
It could also be the repair station combined with that too, bicycle repairs.
Yeah,
The air thing,
yeah.
changing station.
Yeah.
for wheels tire. Usually that stuff takes like the equivalent of 1 parking spot
Mhm.
in terms of area.
Do you want to do anything like with charging station parking?
like the electrical car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could make,
Oh, okay, never mind.
make that, we could make
Couldn't see
that
it.
1, yeah.
Couldn't see it.
Sorry,
Second.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Magnified
Like
glass.
That's real important these days.
It is.
My friends had to go all the way to Newtown to charge their car, all the way to Jersey.
When I was in Minnesota, we were one of the new state park facilities, which was brand new, really cool log building and stuff. They have 2 charging stations. That's in the wilderness area. Yeah. I took a picture of it, so I couldn't believe it.
just sell somebody extended extension. You'll be there a while, but, you know.
Well, yeah, you'll be there a couple days
Yeah.
to get 5 miles.
Yeah.
It's the super stations that you need.
Mhm.
And that brings people into the town. I know, because my friends have to go out of town. And they hang out and do something, have dinner somewhere while their car's charging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. All right, so what I can do is just sort of group these,
Put the smaller ones together.
right,
If you get 8, instead of getting 4 out of the 8, you get 1%.
right, one unit per, yeah. And then, so we have permeable surface, and what we have here is plus 3 units per acre for every 400 square feet provided for a maximum density bonus of 6. So you can only put in 800. You don't really dedicate 800. So you couldn't just like make your parking lot entirely
Right.
forest paving, you know, to get like 50 units, you know. So, Is everybody okay with
Yeah,
this?
that's fine.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like that.
All right. All right, thank you. All right, so what I'm gonna do is get this ordinance in shape. I will send out copies to everybody. Please let me know if you have any last minute issues with it. And then I'm just gonna
Send it.
put it together, send it to the borough solicitor, and then hopefully that.
Council has to vote on it, but
What's
does
that?
council have to have a public,
Yeah, you have to have a public hearing. It's gotta come back to us, Bucks County, we're just gonna support it. It's the best ordinance.
The best
we've ever
ordinance.
seen.
Who wrote that?
Yeah. Give them a raise.
You're looking for that, right?
All right,
That was
so,
item 3, huh?
yeah,
Right along there.
I told you.
We're good.
It'll be a long night. So at this point, we're just gonna turn over the meeting to Bernaren, and she's gonna take us through the.
Yeah, here.
It's like our first time of week.
Yeah.
All right, so we're up to chapter 3, housing. Did everybody get a copy of the house now?
Yes, it is.